Fight fans, our first fight tonight, scheduled 3 5-minute rounds, unified lightweight division, again sponsored by 24/7 iBet. Sign up tonight, don't miss out on these 2 prizes. Introducing first, this man fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 foot even, his official weight 154.5 pounds, representing Tower One Combat Sports in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, and tonight making his pro debut, please welcome Luc de Ste Croix. Across the cage, his opponent, this man fighting out of the red corner, also standing 6 foot even, his official weight 155.5 pounds, fighting out of Warden MMA and 10th Planet from Calgary, Alberta, and tonight also making his pro debut, please welcome Alex Markett. Your referee in charge when the door closes is Luc Boutin.
3 5-minute rounds at 155 pounds. The lightweight division. De Ste Croix in the blue wraps and the black shorts. Markett in the brown shorts. And we are off to the races.
Markett seems ready to go tonight. But I know my pro debut was quite a while ago, but you know, like there's a lot of that nervous energy, especially, but big right hand from Ste Croix, but Markett takes it and takes his back off of that.
You know, Mitch, it's something we've been told a lot of times where you just trust in the process. Obviously, people are dealing with nerves, making their debut. Is it that simple to just trust in all of your training to try to get into that flow state and to kind of cruise control?
It can be. Beautiful sprawl there by Ste Croix. Markett staying on him. Nice body lock attempt, a little bit low on the body lock, so he's going to have to go to the back to be able to get a takedown from here as he's going. It is, like a lot of time you have to lean on the confidence of your training partners, back roll, but bringing Ste Croix on top into his full guard. If you train hard, there's all these intangibles in MMA, and it's why records are deceiving, is there's so many things that we can't control, and really at the end of the day, all you can do is control the factors you can control. So it's like you gain confidence from covering every step that you can, and then just let the chips fall where they do.
Markett with that closed guard.
Nice little elbow there from Ste Croix.
Controlling posture, diving on right.
Triangle.
Omoplata. Yep.
Wrestle up.
Spin over by Ste Croix. Good job, but he's kind of blocked here by the cage, which does make it tough to be able to get out. The big thing he's going to have to do is rock the weight onto like the top of the shoulders and the neck of Markett, which is going to be able to really the underutilized thigh hamstring punch, though.
So what are the options here if you're Markett? Kind of omoplata, you're looking for a sweep. If you can get the submission, you're trying to get the submission, but what are his options from this spot?
He's got to be able to get out, but as you see, like Ste Croix was locking his legs around his, almost going for an omoplata himself. And what happens is when omoplata is a gi move more than anything, or a transition move. Beautiful punch there from Ste Croix. But it's a tough move to pull off a no-gi, so you have to use it as a transition piece, a sweeping move. But also because of where he is in the cage, it makes it very hard for him to be able to get the extension in his lower back that he needs.
Half the round almost expired.
2.5 minutes.
De Ste Croix on top, trying to inflict damage. Markett showcasing an active guard.
Well, I think like a lot of that comes down to like that 10th Planet style of if you're in guard, you're doing stuff and you're being very active and you're trying to prevent a lot of damage from the person on top. I think that's the whole Eddie Bravo thing, is why he thought that, you know, rubber guard was the best, right? Obviously not rubber guard here, but Ste Croix's doing a really good job of really keeping him pinned against the cage to be able to keep him from moving his hips on an angle, which is what he needs to do.
Controlling posture.
De Ste Croix right in his corner. You see UFC veteran Gavin Tucker giving him instructions.
Time, minute and a half left.
And I would imagine this is exactly how you'd want your pro debut to go. You're on top, controlling in this first round, right in your corner, hearing those instructions loud and clear.
Yeah, and away from friends and family, so to speak. Right in someone else's hometown sometimes takes a lot of that pressure off, and that, you know, you don't have to worry about letting a bunch of people down in your pro debut. I think that's the thing people forget about, is like all those factors.
the human factors.
Yeah, 100%. Big punch right there. Ste Croix.
Ste Croix certainly leaving a message to the judges.
Control has definitely been in his favor most of this round.
Gotta work here, Alex. Start using your guard.
And when you see an athlete that's making their debut, they've never been in there before in a professional sense, but you're seeing that they're not as active as they could be. Do you cut them some slack? I mean, now we're seeing the Ste Croix certainly amp it up right there.
Yeah, big punches there. Yes and no, you know what I mean? Like, mistakes are going to be made just due to the fact that you don't have that experience, but really you have to try and get all those. Oh, big up kick from Markett. But
Markett! It looked like he almost had a sweep.
Chest to back.
It looks like he's going to be able to take the back if he wants to, no?
Yeah.
On top.
Yeah, from right here.
But then gives up his back.
Well, in those scramble positions, it really comes down to who gives up on the position first. If you're willing to keep going, that's where those scrambles really continue on the whole time. Rear naked choke attempts.
Oh, was that a tap? It looked like, the fight is over. You see Luc de Ste Croix waving it off right at the end of the round. He gets the submission victory. Wow. I thought the round was going to be over.
That is unexpected.
Those are two happy individuals right there.
I think that a lot of that comes down to inexperience and, maybe being gassed out or not being able to hear your corner or your corner being inexperienced and shouting to you, you know what I mean? These are all important things to remember at the end of the day because, like that extra half a second could have led to round 2. But also at the same time, he might have had it right across the throat, and that stuff does not feel good. So he's in here, he's fishing for that rear naked choke, and he's slowly working, good hand fighting there, and slowly working his way underneath the chin. Here's some big shots from Ste Croix. And this really peppering him up really led to the finish of this fight. At no point was he just okay with just letting the round end. He kept the pressure high, stayed heavy on his opponent, and this is what led to the finish of the fight, I think.
You see a very happy coach. All right, we have our official decision. Don Andrews, Unified Cage announcer.
Fight fans, referee Luc Boutin stops the bout 4 minutes, 59 seconds of the first round after Alex Markett taps due to a rear naked choke. The winner, Luc de Ste Croix.
Luc de Ste Croix